Recuperating after an illness. A lot of people hear about 6 weeks. That's what the doctor said. You have to be out of work for 6 weeks. And we think it's okay. By 6 weeks, I'll be back to normal, get back on that track, that working as a nurse track, that rat race. What happens when 6 weeks comes and you're still not okay? Or 6 weeks turn to 13 plus weeks because you have to look for a job. I'm going to be honest with you. This is my personal story, returning to nursing after an illness. Because my recovery took longer than I expected. I thought I had a timeline. I thought I knew when I would be ready. But my body had a different plan. Or you are an RN, LPN, CNA, or you work in any kind of healthcare setting, this video is for you. Here's my story. Earlier in March, prior to that, as a nurse, we tend to diagnose ourselves. And I was feeling a little like my condition was getting worse. So around the time I decided to take it on my own, because when you're a travel nurse, you don't really, after you travel, the insurance ends. And I did some tests on myself, because in Georgia you can have an ultrasound done without a prescription from the doctor, the first one done. And I did that and did some blood works and everything. And so I decided to go to a doctor with my ultrasound result, x-ray result. And then I took the result to a medical doctor, and I was referred to a specialist for my condition. And from there, everything I just didn't feel well after hearing what I had already know. Sometimes you can know your body, and then when somebody tells you, you're in denial until a professional with experience really, it hit harder. I'm not going to get into the detail of my medical condition because this is personal. And took it to the doctor, and I didn't expect to hear such a bad news. I think that was bad, because I felt like my world just crashed down, And I had to make a decision because I was just at the peak of everything. My savings was healthy, and I really didn't have any debts. And the surgery was going to cost me like over $73,000. Robotics and everything, that's costly. I didn't know what to do, so. And then I break the one rule. The rule is I would ask, do they take out taxes? I would ask these agencies, do they take out taxes? And if they say they do, I would say I can't work for you. And here I am with this surgery. I had to make a decision to not take out tax and also had to take a medical loan. It's just inflated. The hospital did their best, giving me some discount because at the time I didn't have any insurance. Like I said, after travel you have insurance, and when travel done you don't have insurance. And so I did it. I did it. I didn't take out any tax. I got the surgery done, and I came home, and the doctor said I needed to be, home for 6 weeks. And that was in March. I'm still home. I'm smiling, but I'm not the type of person, even though I need something, I've always have to be the strong one for everybody. And this is hard because I don't know what to say. I felt I don't like to show my emotion. My mood was up and down and still do. So prior to the surgery, I was on an interview in Emory, as a matter of fact, and I didn't get the job because I think I told them that, I didn't want to take the job full time because I knew in March I would have to go and get this surgery. And I know that I wouldn't have any time off because if you're in a new job, sorry, they don't give you the time. And I've been through it over and over. So I had told them that I wouldn't be able to start, hoping that I would get back job. And then I had another correctional facility wanted to hire me, but because I delayed. So after 6 weeks, I was ready to go before 6 weeks, to be honest. But the doctor wanted me to wait, and I'm still on treatment, and they will be checking me every 3 months. So here I am, it's 13 weeks now, and I'm saying to myself, because just sitting around, I went back to the place that was going to hire me, and the Gap explained to them why I had to turn down the job, but they didn't hire me. Somebody else is in the spot. But just being home, constantly looking for a job now, more than 6 weeks, I thought that I would get back to work, get back my savings, because the medical leave just wipe out everything. And here I am, sorry, just feels that my confidence has gone down. I don't feel my mood's been up and down. I feel like I think during this period, I really understand what it means when people say, show me your friend and I tell you who you are. And I'm just stuck in the house looking for a job, and I'm optimistic, but each day I'm taking it day by day. So I wanted to come out and talk about how illness, in I meant to talk about, everybody know that once you have your savings, it can wipe out in a matter of days, hours, just once you have a medical illness. And I used to hear it and I didn't believe it until it happened to me. And now I understand, and I have to get back on track, and it just feels like at the beginning, I thought 6 weeks it was okay. I'm gonna take care of myself. My body really needed the rest from nursing, being on my feet, burned out a little. It was really it was a reason to take for that 6 weeks and follow the instruction I was given. I should be backed, even though I wanted to be before 6 week, get back on that floor. That was what I expected. I thought the 6 week would be enough time. I thought I would feel like myself again, and would be able to return. But as the weeks went by, it becomes longer, and I realized recovery was not that simple. It has a lot of emotional, everything was going all, like you would say, your hormones were going all crazy. And it was consuming me. I was counting down the days on the calendar. When am I going to go back? I was still dealing with a few challenges. You can't lift anything, and you got to depend on others. And I'm not the type that like to depend on anyone. So that was difficult. My moods and expecting, that the people that you close to will come around and rally around you, but it didn't turn out the way I had expect. So that was a little depressing, sad. I was sad sometime dealing with my emotional condition. Why am I not better? I would be saying, I'm ready to go. I can go out there and walk with the dogs, and I can't do anything. What's wrong with me? Am I falling behind? Am I going to get a job? 6 weeks, we all start worrying after a while. We're used to just, I know me personally, I've been a worker person, and I'm the only one, and I'm responsible for myself, and others may depend on me, and everybody see me as this strong person, the person that they always come to when they want advice. And so I put on that persona that I'm okay, when in deep down I was struggling. Even when I'm tired, I was just overextend myself. It was hard. But being sick can make you realize a lot, and it did for me. Does not care about the responsibility you are, how hard you work, or how badly you want to get back. You got to give your body a chance. And that was a big lesson for me. And then I had going back to, I feel like my confidence level was low because I feel like I'm starting over in nursing. I'm trying to find jobs. I'm not, getting it as I used to. Plus, I'm a little older. I can give myself that grace. The first thing I learned is that recovery estimate is not a deadline for your body. And I had to deal with that and take it slow, and it took me a while to come back on YouTube because I didn't feel confident. I remember, but I had to think about the first day I came on YouTube and I had to tell a personal story. And here I am back here, and I'm just taking it one day at a time. So if you like this content, please give me a thumbs up and comment so that I get to stay on YouTube. YouTube find my content relevant. And I hope I bring you stories that you can relate to. Sometimes your body needs more time, like I said, and that's something that I had to learn the hard way. You know, I'm sharing my experience, and my experience taught me that you cannot always rush recovery just because your job is waiting for you, or even if you don't have a job. You got to take care of yourself, nurses. You may be thinking about your bills. Yeah, the bill was large, and I had to take out a medical loan on top of that to get me through. But I didn't take out enough. I wish I did now. And the rest of my savings deleted because I was home more than I expected. I wanted 6 weeks, and I thought I would be back up, get that savings back, but it didn't work out. But I'm optimistic. So before I want to leave you in saying that before you return, I had to be honest with myself about what I really was and not where I wanted to be. And the savings, what would I have done differently? I think if I had known, I wouldn't have delayed the surgery. I think it cost me more because I delay it. That's my feelings, my perspective about the whole thing. And if I had known the exact amount of money that I would have, because I didn't want to pay. As a matter of fact, I didn't pay it all. I whatever they quote me, I paid that, but I didn't imagine that there was other costs involved, and I would have to pay, you know, other people, other professional that was part of the surgery. And I also did not have a cushion that my savings will be intact so that I will be able to stay a little longer if I chose before I get back to work, because I was thinking in my head that I was going to go right back to work after 6 weeks. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be honest with you, I thought I would go back maybe 3 weeks. So I would do that. That would be something differently I would do. But I'm grateful and I'm thankful that I had the rest, because now I'm ready to go back to work. I'm refreshed. I'm in a positive state of mind, and I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready to be hired. And travel agency has something set up for me. I'm hoping everything goes well with that. And that's what I would do differently. I would most likely not delay the surgery, delay it twice just to get some money and have everything in place. But then again, sometimes things that you want to happen, you can't control everything. So everything happened for a reason. So why am I telling you this? Because if your recovery is taking longer than expected, I do not want you to believe that you have failed. And if you're a nurse returning after illness, Please do not compare your timeline to someone else's timeline. Mine, it was different. My story was different. My illness was different. And you're going to experience different. You may be able to go back to work. I have a friend, she's in the same situation and she wants to go back to work, but the doctor said, not now. And your body is the one that's going to tell you when it's time to go back. Your situation, your job, and your recovery are personal to you. And most of the time, we nurses, we don't want to take a rest break, but sometimes things happen that we have to take that rest. So take the time you need, follow the guidance you have been given by your medical profession, and be honest about what you can handle. You know, cry if you can, and you're going to be emotional. Nursing is important, but your health is also important too. We need to take care of ourselves. You cannot keep giving and giving and giving if you have nothing left to give. And that's the point I came to, that I gave of myself to everyone, and basically I didn't tell anyone, so maybe that's why they didn't call. I'm looking back now and I can laugh, but you know, if you have ever had a recovery that took longer than expected, share your experience in the comments. Tell us how your emotion was and how you returned to work, and are you okay now? You do not have to share your private medical details with me. Just tell me what helps you to get through that period, And if you're RN and LPN and you or nursing students, subscribe for more honest nursing experience and career advice here on this channel. Choose your career wisely. Take a little bit of experience from everyone and be safe. Have a wonderful day and nights in your state or your country.